hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day, while the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor. He was telling you to build your own house.
Yo, 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 yo. We are back again. It's No PC Show. For all my Facebook people, I put a link over there, and you can click on that link, and you can come over to the YouTube side, and you can click subscribe. It's been a long day, people. Hooty hoo. Anyway, still made it. We still here. Didn't have a real big agenda. I know everyone was caught up with the elections and going out and voting, and everybody was excited that the House gained 30 seats, mostly women. First Muslim woman, and I think they had an Indian woman, and well, the black woman lost down in Georgia to the racists. It's amazing that how racist somebody can be. I mean, they had the Ancient Mama robocalls, the Oprah calls, you know, calling people monkeys. A lot of people were coming out against this guy, but didn't seem to change anything. Kemp became the governor anyway. That's how the white supremacy works. Doesn't make a difference about your education or anything else. That's why Trump is your president. And people will talk that crap to your face and say, I'm all against all that. And no way am I with a racist. And they turn around and this is what happens. It was a close race. This other person only took like 37,000 votes, but it still wouldn't have been enough. It was just enough racist. That's why I always say there's just enough racism in the world to make it incredible, the time that we have. But it doesn't make a difference who won what and when if we don't have an agenda. So the title for the show today is called The Agenda Now What? I was watching something the other day and it had a good quote. And it talked about black leadership and what it used to mean and what it means now. And there was a quote and it says, everybody that takes a stand gets beat down and the rest of us watch. That is the truest statement ever. Anytime a black man stands up and speaks his mind and speaks up for his people, he has to know that he's gonna get beat down. And I've taken many beat downs in my life, but that's just what I do. I think I was on the phone with one of our government agencies, and they were giving me this, like third degree. I'm like, Shit, you act like it's your money. Well, so and you didn't provide this. I said, did you ask for that? Well, we didn't ask for it, but okay. Why would I be providing you information that you didn't ask for? Oh, okay. Well, can you provide that now? Yeah, I can email it over to. No, we don't accept emails. Okay, I can fax it to you. Okay, well, the number's on that form we sent you. Okay, give me a second. Let me look at the form. Let me verify that number. Okay, cool. Faxed it over. Then I walked down to the agency because I said I want to turn this paperwork in. You know what they told me? If you don't have your Social Security card, you can't even drop off a piece of paper. What? Okay, whatever. I'll see y'all tomorrow on that. But it just goes to show that your government has so many things in place to condition and keep you in a certain area of life, and people keep saying, well, what's the solution? What can we do? No one wants to start building the house over. And this is where the problem comes in. We're too dependent on systems that were put in place by the terrorists of America to keep you in a structured setting where they continue to grow and you continue to stay in the same place. And then they loan a blind eye to anything. White supremacy is about dominance, destruction, and death. And we keep sitting around doing this kumbaya, brotherly love everyone speech. But we're the only ones that's doing that speech. Like the song I play, Asleep in the War Zone. We got to stop it. We have to stop it. And I guess it's offensive. And I guess it's that whole economic part, because I always say racism is about economics. As long as I disenfranchise you and keep you from getting an opportunity, then I don't really have to worry about you, do I? Every now and again, I go out and I check out the HR 40 bill. That's the reparations bill. You know, I try to see, are they making any headway on it? Or what's going on with it? And it's like they're getting closer. We're getting closer to commissioning that study to see if the effects of slavery did anything to black people. And a lot of times I'll give you guys stuff and I'll put stuff out here because I want you to go and research and read. And they got they got a sponsor. So they were like, we're waiting on the first sponsor. So now they got a sponsor, and then 35 more people jumped in and sponsored too. And we've only been waiting since this was January of this year or last year to now, and they still haven't voted on it. See right here? It says introduced. All this other stuff is grayed out. But they got time to study and act on everything. The gay movement has been 10 years, and they've got more stuff accomplished than we have since we've been in this country. This is the sickness, because we have no agenda. We keep going along. We don't want to put this in their face. And this is just a study. This is just a study. It says the bill establishes the commission to study and develop reparations proposals for African Americans to examine slavery and discrimination in the colonies and the United States from 1619 to the present and recommend appropriate actions. They even have a number in here. They said we don't know how many slaves there were. They said it was 4 million. And they're saying that's only how many came between the United States and the colonies. And we know that's a damn lie. We know it's a damn lie. But they're trying to cut the price. If they do come up with something, we only want to pay for 4 million. It's closer to 65 million. We're talking people that were lost at sea and otherwise. This site, you should really go check it out, congress.gov. You can see all the bills and everything. We have to start. Hey, cuz, see you out there, Miss Young Buford. So if you come over to Facebook, to YouTube, click on that link, then you can see the graphic that I'm showing on the HR 40 bill. It shows you all the different bills, everything they're voting on, how they voted. This is a good place to come and see how the people you vote for aren't doing anything toward what you want. So, like I say, maybe 3 or 4 times a month, I come out here just to see what they're doing. And then I'm assured again that they're not doing anything as usual. But they have moved. So this is someone else reintroducing the bill because it's been sitting out there since 70-something. And they just keep reintroducing it and they keep ignoring it. But this is the only thing when you have all these people talking about we don't need reparations. No, we do need reparations. Just like the Jews and everybody else that got that opportunity to make themselves whole, we should have that same opportunity. For the life of me, when people say, well, what do you want? Stars, I want free education for all the descendants of slaves for the next 250 years. How about that? And if you already got your degrees or whatever, I want you to receive payments back. All the money that you spent toward an education, I want you to get that money back. Then I want you to be able to qualify for not a business loan, but a grant toward you starting your own business, your own corporations, where we can start getting a foothold. We're going to stop all this talk about you guys don't know what you want. No, we know exactly what we want. Where you're begging, this is a free, no, it's not a free country. Every time we got to sit around and watch everybody, Akmog and Chon Lee and everybody else come over here and just boom, get these loans. I've been working with, I think I'm working with these agencies. I've been working with the Chamber of Commerce for South Shore, where my business is at, and the Small Business Development Center. And it's almost like, and I didn't want to believe it because I heard horror stories about people trying to work with these agencies where black people are directors and in these positions to help our people. And I'm sad to say, they are not helping our people. They are not doing what they're supposed to do unless they can put their face on something. They're not assisting you. One place asked me to write a letter talking about how they helped me. Write something so we can put on our webpage. Send us pictures of your business. Can you send out your business plan to us? Can you send us your startup call? So we're doing all this, and we've been doing this since June. And I contacted them yesterday, and they act like they got amnesia or something. I'm like, what are you talking about? We've been working. I assumed that we've been working toward me receiving some money, grant money, for my business. And now you guys are sitting here like you never met me. I haven't got a response back from that email. Chamber of Commerce, I put my money in a month ago, still can't get my name in the directory. Why is it so hard for us to work with each other? Maybe the first agenda point we have to get is working with each other. It gets to be very frustrating. Now, I understand what people are saying. If you don't have your own money in your pocket and you're depending on government agencies and things to assist you, you will always remain in that position that you're in. Your government, the terrorists of America, since we've been here, have done nothing but protect the fragile egos of insecure white men. And anything they can do to oppress us, that seems to be what they're going to do. And everybody's saying, well, that's a blanket statement. okay, if you benefit from the system, then you're part of the system. Then you're part of the problem. Then so you're kumbayaing over there in your different Christian church, and then we're over here in our different Christian church. But we already know. I mean, when they destroyed our culture, as Farrakhan always says, then you change the understanding of God for us and his purpose in our life. You did that to us. We had a culture. We don't know what it is now, because what we have in America now is almost like a slaughterhouse effect. Yeah, they're successful black people, but you're only successful to the degree that you're successful in helping them build what they want to build and do what they want to do, and being gatekeepers and keeping everything in line. It becomes amazing. So I'm always happy when I meet some more brothers and sisters. The South Shore area, in case people don't know it, is going to be a booming, growing area, and it's up to the black people here in Chicago to not be afraid of your people and move into these storefronts and things like that to occupy them, so the white folks cannot come in and set claim to some things. They don't have a culture, so there's no white food restaurant where any of us should want to go. There is no business that they're really doing that we should want to go, because this is the way they battle. They close the stores in our neighborhood, further disenfranchising the neighborhood, and then they bring in inferior stores. But they don't do that in the white neighborhoods. They get name brand stores. They get Jules Dominic's. They give us Save-A-Lot. Nobody want to shop at no damn Save-A-Lot. They give us Family Dollar. What the hell is Family? Where can I get some good meat from? We got to get over the fear of these people, and I believe that's one of the biggest things, because we keep asking that question: what are we going to do without them? And every black person should wake up and say, how would life be if I didn't have to depend on them? See, nobody wants to answer these questions. They tell us, spend all this money, get all these degrees, and we may do something for you. But with their kids, all you got to do is get the degree. We're going to shoot you right in here. We're going to push you right up the ladder. We dare any of these darkies to say anything. I don't care if they've been here 10, 20 years. You're going up. This is your legacy. This how it works. It's unfortunate. That's why I tell people. I say, hey, great to all those that go out and get these PhDs and everything, and maybe you'll open your own business and do something productive, and that'll be great. And you see, I got my vision boards behind me. You know, I be trying to vision. Make it plain, as Malcolm would say. We don't have vision, so we don't have an agenda, so we don't have a direction. That's kind of sad. I'm even going to put my phone lines open tonight. I haven't done it in a while. 872-267-2552. 872-267-2552. We can't go, I mean, like I say, everybody's gung-ho. Okay, we got control of the house. It's still not going to make a difference, because we got control of the house. Now we're going to fight for everybody's bills and everything, and it's still not going to move on this reparation. Maybe we got to stop being selfish for us on what we want, and think about the future of our children. If they said, okay, screw all you guys, but we're going to make sure that from this day forward, all your children are going to get free education. They're going to get grants for businesses. Whatever they want to do, whatever type of business, we're going to give them money to buy land, establish themselves, establish black unity. Okay, I'm good with that. You don't have to give me nothing, but make sure my kid gets what's coming. Make sure the grandkids gets what's coming. But hey, beware, because I told y'all a while back. I was in Wisconsin one day, and I was looking at a story, and the governor of Wisconsin at that time was trying to get free education for white kids. So beware if your government comes and says free education for everybody and then call that fair. No, we want other stuff other than what you all get. It doesn't become fair because you say free for everybody. That doesn't balance the scales. Doesn't balance the scales that for the last 300 years, you've still had this advantage. The thing is to be made whole. And I don't want to hear none of these gatekeepers saying we don't need, no, well, whatever. We got to start holding people accountable. And everybody's got to be held accountable. Your kid that's out here selling drugs, doing dumb shit, has to be held accountable. Mostly by you. We don't want to see brothers in prison or in graveyards, but we don't want to see brothers standing on the streets. It's a respect factor. Like I told a young man, if my store was a white store, would you be standing in front of it? He looked kind of puzzled, and then he was like, no, I wouldn't. I said, you know why? Because they would call the police on you. They wouldn't allow it. I say, but then that becomes a respect thing between me and you. You don't respect me enough to treat my store like you would treat their store. And I'm out here talking to you respectfully. I'm not calling the police. I'm even asking you about what are you doing with your life. We have to engage people. Just because they run around with their pants hanging off their ass and they don't have a direction, that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation. We have to teach them. We have to reach out to them. And we have to let them feel it's okay to talk to your elder. Like us in our 50s, we have elders that we can talk to, but we were raised in a different respect angle. The younger millenniums, they're more gung-ho. They don't really have a plan. They just know they want to do something. But it was the same in the 50s and 60s. It was most of the young people that were out there in the streets and doing whatever. So we can't knock them for that, but what we have to do is give them some direction and give them some guidance to say, how about this? Like I said, I'm talking to a brother, and he's telling me about this bank building in South Shore, and you know how he knows how to do this and do this and do that. And I'm like, well, maybe you can work with these people over here. Maybe they can get you into that. Oh man, I ain't gonna do it. Okay, then you in the same place, brother. You know, if you don't have an action plan, if you don't have an action agenda, if you don't have the economics, then it's just not going to happen. You're not going to revolutionary yourself into any type of ownership. So we have to be able to sit down and have discussions with the young people and give them direction and hopefully encourage them, not discourage them, but encourage them to put that energy in a direction that's going to be beneficial. I wish I had more militant brothers. I had a lot of different types. I had street people and militant people, and my best thing I've ever been able to use is these. These are called ears. You got to sit down, you got to listen, and that's how you gain the wisdom. And then you got people, oh, well, you know, just go to church and pray to God. And I always say prayer is a call to action. I don't know what type of prayer people are doing, but I've always said that prayer is a call to action. You can pray about it, you can talk about it, you can quote your scriptures, but then you got to get up and go and do. The Bible is an action novel. It's nowhere in the Bible where people are just sitting around. You know, we have to Stop holding on to all these different crutches that keep us locked in. Church sometimes can keep you locked in, and they want you to do it a certain way, and then social organizations, they want you to do it a certain way, and all this. Why can't we do it always? Like I said, we came over here on the boat together, shackled together. And we are still in this country mentally shackled together. There's no escaping this brother over here that's wilding out and everything. Because wherever you move, he's going to move with you because this is your kid. There's a poem by Oscar Brown Jr., and it talks about our failure as parents. I'm not gonna recite it because I can't remember it like that, but it's called The Children of Children. You can look it up on the YouTube, and it talks about our failure. It says they hop down from our laps to be taken in traps. It says that we're releasing them to the world too soon to get caught up. And then it talks about that they're having kids at a young age. Then it talks about how the system jails them to hide the results because the system is not designed to save them, but it's designed to imprison them. My siblings were part of the Department of Children and Family Services, and they had me listed as a militant parent, whatever the hell that meant. But one day I was at the court. They were mad because I gave them a whooping or whatever. And I had to go off on the judge. And everybody, they thought I was crazy because I had to point out to all the people that were working there. I said, you all should be ashamed of yourselves for what you're doing to these children, for what you're doing to your people, for what you're allowing these people to do to your people. They don't care about these kids. These kids are all numbers to them. And once they fail them, then they're going to turn them over to the prison system. And once they fail them, they're going to put them right back on the street. And they're going to get them a fresh batch. And all you people, you social workers, not to knock on all social workers, I'm sure there's some good ones out there, participate in this system of destroying your people. And there's a lot of different ways that you can participate in destroying your people. But no one, like I said in the beginning, anybody that decides to stand up and try to change the system, we watch them get beat down. So it's just as bad as slavery. We watch everything. One thing that always bugs me about the Emmett Till story, 2 white men show up in a black neighborhood and go into a black house and take a kid. Why didn't everybody in that house jump up? Wasn't everybody supposed to be dead before they got a chance to take that kid? Wasn't that whole community supposed to be dead before they let those 2 white men walk in there and take it? Oh, well, they would have retaliated and came back and killed everybody. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe that truck would have wound up at the bottom of the Tallahassee River. Maybe them 2 would have ended up at the bottom of the river. It didn't make a difference anyway, because during that time, white folks are doing what they want to do, like they'd always done. They're the biggest terrorists in the world. And when they're wrong, they're right. And that's the bottom line. That's how it runs. So, like I say, today's show is just going to be a show, you know, like I say, everybody's happy about these elections, and I could really care less about a lot of it because you've seen it so many times. So we got J.B. Pritzker as the governor elect. You got two billionaires, and between them, they spent $300 million if you wanted our votes or you really gave a damn about black people, you could have came with that $3 million over the years, and you wouldn't have to be out here trying to buy votes. You would have earned the votes. So, J.B. Pritzker, Juliana Stratton, you know, whatever black lady. It doesn't make a difference until we change and we make the agenda known and we hold everybody accountable and not listen to these short-term goals of politicians saying, well, we can do this for you. That's not what we asked for. I want this. Oh, you're asking for too much. That's what they used to tell. That's what Johnson used to tell Martin Luther King. Okay, King, you're asking for too much. You're moving too fast. The people aren't ready. Your oppressor was saying the people aren't ready to give you anything, and you're 100 years out of slavery, and you were in slavery for 300 years, and 100 years later, they still weren't ready. The 15th Amendment was signed, what, exactly 100 years after slavery? I was born exactly 100 years after slavery. Stop letting people tell you to wait, that these agendas don't matter. Stop telling your kids that this degree is going to make you somebody in this world. We're the ones that are shortchanging ourselves. Go out and get that education, but we need people working toward this reparation. And we might be talking separation pretty soon. Segregation is what a superior forces on a subordinate. Separation is an equal understanding that I don't want to be with you. And if I didn't have to see none of these people, I'm happy with that. I'm so much happy I don't have to go and see these people and deal with these people. Whew, it probably added 30 years to my life. Stay black, people. Love, peace, soul. We out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Step
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be saved. Motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone. Living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.